Hey, how you doing today? I am Taquila Coleman. In today's video, we're going to talk about don't allow witchcraft to cause you to think God has other plans for you. So listen, that's the goal of the enemy to cause you to start guessing what God has promised you. The goal of the enemy is to continue to attack your love story, right? Because you know when the enemy attacks your love story, it creates delay, right? It's like a long, drawn out process, right? And it can cause you, it can mess with your mind, it can play mind games, right, with your mind. But that's the tactic of the enemy, okay? So don't allow the enemy to cause you to second guess what God has already promised you. Okay. And I also want to say this, don't be so focused on a love spell that you forget about rituals. You forget about monitoring spirits. You forget about evil altars. You forget about curses that are being sent your way, right? You're forgetting about these spirits that the enemy sending, towards your life and your spouse's life. Don't be so focused on when will the love spell break to where you don't even see that there's a demonic ritual the enemy is performing over both of y'all lives, right? Don't be so focused on this love spell to where you don't even, see how the enemy has you, your children, right, and your spouse on these evil altars, right? Performing all types of evil sacrifices, right? You okay? What you need to focus on is, well, let me say this. Number one, God, He never changes His mind concerning a God ordained spouse. Okay, God would change His mind concerning an individual's judgment, but when it come down to what God promised you concerning this particular person being your God ordained spouse, He is not changing His mind. Okay, that stands. God, the reason why you are still standing, the reason why you still seeing this love story look the way how it look is because God is waiting on you, believing spouse, to get to a certain point in prayer and fasting in your purpose and calling. He's looking at your heart to see is it still clean toward God and your spouse, right? He's looking for you to get to a certain spot or position in this love story so that he could begin to turn the tables in your favor. Okay. So don't allow witchcraft to cause you to think that God has other plans for you. Yeah, God has plans for you. He has plans to make your name great. He has plans to give you victory over the enemy. He has plans to, bring you into your God ordained marriage promise, right? But also understand the plans of the enemy. The plans of the enemy is to continue to attack your love story with all forms of witchcraft attacks, right? You have to become, you need wisdom concerning the enemy's tactics, right? You need to know all of the different ways the enemy is going to come to attack your God ordained marriage promise, okay? And you also have to grow in prayer and fasting, okay? And obedience, because these are the things that's going to block the enemy's attack. All right. So don't allow the enemy to cause you to think God has other plans for you, that God changed his mind, because no, the promise still stand. Okay. God is waiting on you to get to a certain point in this love story so that he could turn the tables around in your favor. God wants to vindicate you. He wants to bring justice to you. He wants to clear your name. He wants to, show you, that nothing is impossible with God, right? He wants to bring healing about. He wants to, restore this whole entire love story. Okay. So keep your eyes focused on the Lord. All right. So with that, I am Tequila Coleman. I'll talk to you real soon. Take care.